A very big welcome to you, my dear Pisces. The sun is in Libra, and Libra is the breakthrough. And we're going to the left again. Last time you had the full moon and the eclipse, Virgo sun. And I think now you have a breakthrough, and that breakthrough is going to open you up to new possibilities, because the moon is at home in Pisces. The moon is here alone, right? With itself. It doesn't need anybody. It's good with itself. So we're going to look at the Knight of Cups and at the Queen of Wands. And so the 12th zodiac sign and the first zodiac sign, and both of them have above them here the moon. And so is your birthday between the 20th of February to the 11th of March, then you are this combination, the pure Pisces. And if your birthday is between the 12th to the 20th of March, then you are this combination, which means that you have above the moon and below you already the Queen of Wands. Just that you understand, that's what I'm doing right now. And we have one combination, which is here to the previous reading where we had the star. Is your birthday between the 8th to the 19th of February, then you're this combination. Here there is a time and you can jump into it, and it's in the previous reading. And also for the Queen of Wands, there is a time here in this video. You can jump forward, right? And so you understand that that's how I work. Back to the last reading, we had Virgo sun giving Pisces full moon and eclipse the light. The Knight of Cups, trust totally your intuition, and the Queen of Wands, yes, you are a wild woman. So the Knight of Cups is getting a card that's coming back, and the Queen of Wands doesn't. Just that you know, here's the reading, right? So you can look and go back. So Pisces is getting the conditioning from Capricorn. What is it that you think Capricorn brings, right, in not showing that you are a wild energy, a wild person? And you have to disguise yourself here, the lion in the sheep's skin. So the 12 and the 15. And you understand that Capricorn is playing a role here because Capricorn is the success. And in that success, we awaken sometimes to a situation. So here the 12 and the 15 is the 27, and the 27 then turns into a 9, and the 9, that's Virgo last time, right? Trust totally your intuition. If you are with people who disguise themselves, and that's not real. What is Capricorn bringing? The money, the new money. So be careful, right? The new money sometimes is then, when it comes through a Capricorn, maybe attached to certain demands. Always watch, always be careful. The 9 and the 1 is the 10, a new beginning. Maybe working with a Capricorn, a new beginning where you can show to the world that you are successful. But be careful, there's something. Now, the pentacles are always with Mercury connected, so I want to see what's coming, and the blade is coming, the number 6. So the 10 and the 6 is the 16, that's the Tower, so something's got to go. Because here we have a 6 and here we have a 6. We can make a 6-6 portal. The 12 and the 1 is the 13. That's death, that's Scorpio. In the next month we have Scorpio. So let go of something that's not working. And it's important, right, that we understand what's talking here. So the blade is saying this 15 has to become a 6. You have to unite the 5 senses with the third eye. And so here you are clearly awakening to a whole new energy. But the 6 and the 1 is the 7 and the 6 is the 13. And then we have the 4. The 4 and the 12 is the 3. The 4 and the 3 is the 7. Emotional intelligence at its finest, to recognize what's going on here. So now I want to see what is the Mother Peace Tarot saying, and the Mother Peace Tarot is bringing you the Shaman of Discs to the right down, and that's Taurus, the banks. So what's going on? He's pointing at here Capricorn, and I think you gotta wake up. Something is going on. The 15 and the 2 is the 17. Aquarius. Aquarius is looking deeper into what's going on with the Capricorn, climbing up, the devil worship, etc. that we know exists out there. But we can also create here the 6 and the 2 is the 8, right? And the 8 is that infinite understanding of what's happening here in this dimension. What is Taurus bringing? The 5 of Pentacles. And you understand, right, Mercury in Taurus, that Mercury came with the blade. So cutting these people off, right, it's something a Capricorn would do. And we learn to see that you have to awaken, because we have 1 coin and 5 is 6. Then you're coming out of this misery. A misery that is saying, well, here, these people are walking by the 5 Pentacles, but the 5 and the 2 is a 7. And here are 6 coins. And here are 6. And here's the 6 from the devil. And the 6 from the blade. 3 times the 6. The sign of the beast, but for me that's the hexagram. And for me, that's also the liberation from certain religious dogmas. Oof. So you gotta be able to awaken out of this. So what is now the coin getting here? The 3 and the 5, the 8. Awaken that you see these people walking to Taurus. Taurus usually gives, but Taurus is turned away from them. And the 8, that infinite search for good people helping you, but they need to help themselves. They need to see that there is help, there is a door, they're passing the door. Then what's coming here with the blade? So the blade is where we cut off things that don't work. The 7 and the 6, the 13. The 13 is we awaken to our self-empowerment through the transformation. And the 13, then the 4 is left. Awaken to be someone that sees now the reality of the game of life. That pink cloud that you're falling yourself into is not always a pink cloud. So the 12 and the 2 is the 14. That's Temperance, Sagittarius. 14 and the 5 is the 19, that's the Sun. The Sun is the innocence. And the Sun is in the breakthrough. So I hope you have a breakthrough. A breakthrough in your self-worth, in the financial section, but also who you are as a person, who you are as a spiritual, right, messenger, because you're a knight. The Queen of Wands, what is she getting? She's getting the Page of Cups. And here we have Cancer, we have Scorpio, and we have Pisces. So we're going to look at each of them. So Cancer brings you Sagittarius, the arts, and you see that in the arts lies the union of the 14 that becomes the 5. The 5 and the 3 becomes an 8, the 8 and the 1, the 9, the completion. But here's a 4, right? A 4 where you see that sometimes we get stuck, but we can also open our heart. So Cancer is literally saying, watch yourself, open yourself up to new adventures. So what is Sagittarius bringing? He's bringing the grandmothers, and that's the moon. That's you. You're getting new seeds. Look at that. So the 18 turns into a 9, the 14 into a 5, the 9 and the 5 is the 14, and the 5 is left. The 5 plus the 4, the 9. A new way of realizing who you are, awakening to your self-empowerment through the help of a Cancer. Scorpio is getting the 7 of Cups, and in the 7 of Cups we see that you have 6 cups standing upright and 1 is pointing down. Venus in Scorpio. So Scorpio is bringing you the reality of things. The 7 and the 3 is the 10. The 10 and the 1 is the 11. Awaken. Awaken to something that's not feeling right. Become aware. It's important that something is off. There is an illusion in the way you seeing your love relationship. So awaken to that. And now Pisces, the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess came to the Knight of Cups, not to the Queen of Wands. So I looked wrong. So there's no reoccurring card, right? But here the High Priestess is saying, well, the 3 and the 2 is the 5. And the High Priestess is bringing Sagittarius, the Knight. And Sagittarius came here as a major arcana, as the soul, temperance. And the Knight, the 9. The 9 and the 2, this is an 11. The 4th of November or the 11th of March could be a date for you. But you see, right, that here the High Priestess is saying you need to take action. You need to go out there. You need to awaken. You need to see the reality, right? So the 2 and the 9 is the 11. We're going to leave that because that's a portal. And then the 4. So you see that there is something that is helping you to awaken. What is the Mother Piece Tarot bringing? It's bringing you death to the right, upright. And so that's Scorpio. Scorpio came with Venus in Scorpio. I'm not going to pull another card because we have Scorpio here. So Scorpio is saying exactly what I said. This is all an illusion. You think you're in this beautiful relationship, but I guess you're not. Right? I don't know why I came up with a relationship, but maybe you are realizing something about the masculine and the feminine. So you see that you awaken here. The 13 is the 4, the 4-4 portal. And that you transform something into a stability that you maybe didn't know existed. That the stability that you're searching, you cannot find it in a partner. What's coming here? The 13, the 4, and the 14, the 5, the 9. The 9 plus the 9, a 9-9 portal. Awaken to the transformation of you, realizing that Cancer is saying go out there and live your life and plant your own seeds. You can do it. It's important. Then here, Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio, right? It's like, okay, Scorpio is like, yes, this is an illusion, what you think you have. You need to heal. You need to awaken. And the 7 and the 4 is an 11. Again an 11. 11, 11, right? Important. And now, the High Priestess. 13 and the 2 is the 15. Attachment. Right? The 15, like we had here, the attachment to money, to financial success. And being in a social structure that is keeping you imprisoned. The 13 and the 2. And so we get here the 15 and the 6, the liberation, the 6, freedom. And then, of course, we also had here the 9, the 6 and the 9 again, the 15. So that success that you're looking, that you're going out for, is an illusion. But here we had an 11, 11, 4, and 4, 11 again. So awaken to what's going on in your life. And see that the High Priestess is coming, which is Lilith. Lilith is the wild one, so become wild. Become awakened. Become someone that doesn't stay stuck in a situation, in an illusion. You liberate, and you finding the moon deep within, the new seeds. You planting your new seeds. And you know that that wild side is explored within and not in the without. I always say to people, find the adventure deep within of who you truly are. So this is a reading for the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Scorpio. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.